Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today what we're going to be doing is a range test. The plan is to keep this thing above 35 in sport mode and just try to see what is the minimum amount of range you're actually going to be able to pull out of this thing. But I got the GPS on and locked in, guys, so we're going to do what we can to get this battery burnt down to nothing and see what the minimum amount of miles is that we actually get out of this thing. I'm going to pull in right here, actually. Well, so far so good. Yeah, it feels good. I got a pin. Let's see what this guy does. There we go. There we go. We're home free now. Get ready to slow down and take this little turn. Let you know that I do apologize if you're getting any wind sound. Give this motor a little chance to cool off a little bit while I take this corner, because I'm just pinning it. Yeah, buddy, dude. She's a ripper. She's definitely a ripper. Tearing it up, but it's good for this motor to catch a little bit of a break. I don't know, better part of 6 miles. Good old niche. Yeah, they actually put a little money into this place. It just used to be basically a gravel road, little gravel loop. Time to get back after it and keep these happy campers happy and get out of here first. Oh, this RTR is sweet, bro. Alright, let's go tear it up. Yeah, I am considering that new motor that they got on the site. I don't think a little extra torque would hurt at all. I was kind of looking for one that would provide that extra oomph up above 35. You see, get some sweet speed wheelies, just give it some throttle and punch through. I'm not the best wheelie artist, that's for sure, but I do like ripping them up. Yeah, I don't think a little extra torque all the way around would necessarily be a bad thing at all. 1 second. Let's get an official reading on this, because otherwise, I need to be turning around right now. 64. Okay, well, let's go. Oh, yeah. Alright, here's our dirt road. Let's see here. Is she muddy? No, I don't think so. Oh, it looks like they took the tree line out right here. You know, one thing I do want to say that I don't feel like I've only seen mentioned maybe once was these freaking foot pegs, bro. They're like extra girthy and just super nice, man. Sorry guys, I gotta do it. I just love filming. Ain't gonna film itself. Alright, let's get up here. Let's get up here and rip by that camera. It's gonna be sweet. She's squirrely. Well, I think that means she's hot. I'm gonna head towards that little cornered shade area over there and just chill for a little bit, let the battery and the motor recoup, and don't affect nothing. We'll just catch back up where we left off. All right, well, I guess before I head down there, it doesn't really hurt to see what it's actually at, what this thing's looking at. 11.3. It's not bad. I'm at 50%, 11 miles. You're looking at probably somewhere around 20, 22. Yeah, guys, I'm thinking specifically after this test, that new motor is sounding nice. Stay a little cooler, run a little harder. This bike's got more power than you'd ever need, but it's just you could always have more. For 350 bucks, then you slap a total of like 3,500 on this thing. You can get it and then send in your controller, and they'll get it all worked out for you so it stays cooler and just performs perfectly. Oh yeah. It's a pretty big hill. Let's see if we can't get her to. Oh, lost power again. That motor's down there crying. Yep. I guess we're gonna go down to the park and hang out for a little bit. Like I was saying, it isn't recommended what I'm doing. This is literally just for science. I want to know if I'm really going from point A to point B and just beating on it, what can I expect? And I could get there and I could charge it up. And then what I'm going to put on the second half of this thing is just the maximum amount of range. I've actually already filmed the video. I kept it between 15, 20, and 35. It was a great ride. The amount of range I got out of it was insane. So this is just going to be a little bit of an idea, you know. I think that some people want to know, so I'm going to show them. All right, we got power back, so, you know, and at least I'm curious about it. I'd like to know what is the minimum and the maximum that this bike's going to be able to do with me on it. About 150 pounds. Man, she's snappy, just dirty, bro. Dirty. He's coming in hot. He's coming in hot. He's crossing lanes. He's pinning it to the max. Come on, RTR. Yeah, I'm gonna keep out of the fields for this video. Oh yeah, that motor, she's gonna be mad at me later. Clean the dust off of her. She's ready for my wheels and my bars and my plastics and my light. I'm ready to get all that on there. And pull over for a second and let her recuperate. Well, that's weird. I don't like that. Shit. Let me pull it over here. I don't like that at all. Hopefully just my battery cable came undone or something. Well, those are plugged in. Here, let's pull this out. Well, I'll let it sit for a second. After it sat for a minute, we're back. I don't know. Like I was saying, this is essentially the definition of a stress test. So, it only makes sense that it gets a little stressed out. But I'm going to try to respect the fact that the thing is hot. So, we did more ripping than this thing could handle. So, that's at least in the books. What is that? Well, this is how it's going. guys, I got it off the trailer. Gonna get my first impression. I hope that it is fine. Nope. Yeah, let this be a lesson. Don't try to stress test your RTR, because that's not what it's for. But you're not gonna know unless you try. 17 miles with 25% left on the battery, and you're doing to what, I mean, you're doing it to the point to where this happens, which is unnecessary. Still, 17 miles is not bad for what has occurred. It is what it is. But stick around for this next portion of the test. I actually filmed this previously and it went wonderful. The amount of range that I get is actually pretty great. So stick around. Alright guys, I'm headed into the city for a little bit. I gotta head downtown and grab my chains for these wheels and the big wheel kit. So if that's something that you're interested in seeing some content on, go ahead and subscribe, because I plan to do some really good comparisons on those two wheels just to see if it's worth you spending that 350 bucks or not. Alright guys, I looked on the map. It says this is the spot. I already like what I see. Like I was saying, I'm not going to waste too much of your time. I'm just going to simulate ride-out conditions just to see what is the maximum amount of range you can pull out of this thing when you're not beating on it at all. You're just hanging out with a group of guys, hanging out with your kids. Are we talking 26 miles? Are we talking 32 miles? And like I said, I weigh maybe 150 pounds. You always got to take that into consideration. But yeah, guys, I'm going to check up with you towards the end. I really don't got much to say. I just want to see what this thing can really do and let you guys know. So a crop circle. Well, here we are. This is a place I'm familiar with. Funny that I find myself on the connecting path. It was kind of intentional. I had just never done it before. It's kind of crazy. I made it all the way out here. It's actually real crazy. I'm actually going to head up in there a little bit. My battery's doing good. It says, since I stopped for a second there, it says I got 12 miles. Over and change my battery real quick. Had a guy come by and have to remind me that I'm not supposed to be on this trail with a motorbike unless it's pedal assist. It's like, I know, brother. I was respectful as could be. But man, it's been a beautiful day, that's for sure. It's such a nice trail, such a peaceful ride. Worst part is though, I drank about a pot of coffee before I left my house. I gotta go pee. Let's come right down here just for the heck of it. Let's see what we're doing for miles, because I'm gonna actually reset this. This is saying 16, I think, since the UPS spot. Turn it back on. 58. Okay. 21 freaking miles. Holy moly. I'm going to be out here for 40 miles like this. This thing's nuts. Kind of warmed up a little bit. There for a minute back there, it was getting chilly. That air was really chilly. This part of town is warming up a little bit. Fuck, man. What are the odds?
I knew I was going to run into you one day.
Holy crap, man. What are the odds?
I said, he's the only other guy to
Yeah, I saw the red. I'm like, there's no way we bumped into each other right now. That's insane, man. Make it actually look pretty.
I was like, damn, somebody else got an RTR.
Right?
Gotta get graphics.
Yeah.
All look alike. I'm like halfway to your house and show you where I'm talking about.
Okay.
We'll go straight to your house. That way you know where I'm at.
Okay. That's crazy running India. I wonder how many RTRs are in Omaha. Is this the only one you've seen?
You're the only two, except for the ones they selling.
All right, guys. Hopefully this don't look too bad on camera. I got it set to my night settings. That was sweet. I'm happy I got to meet him. I had seen him on YouTube before, and it's total coincidence running into him like that. But while we got a little bit of time, let's get out and let's tear the rest of this battery up. Let's go cut across the river for a little bit. I think that's going to be nice. You know, opened up and put some miles on this thing. guys, let me get turned around real quick right here. I'm sitting at 9%. Get that back on. 16%. It's unbelievable. I mean, there was times I did 15, stopping and going. I left it in speed mode 1. You guys, what you can expect out of speed mode 1, speed mode 2 online is about 25 miles or so. And I know that's like ripping it and trailing and stuff, but 37 miles and I still got 16% left. That's insane. Let's just head back towards the house. I'm going to check up with you guys when I get back there. I ain't got a whole lot of life left on my GoPro, so I'm just going to check in when I get guys. Well, I got a little light. I figure I'd say a little something. First time I've seen this, it flashes once it gets to 5%. And I will say my throttle response has finally taken a small noticeable. This is something I don't necessarily condone. Running your battery empty. It's not good for your batteries, but in the name of science, we're going to test it out. It's saying I got 0. And it's letting me move. I don't got a ton of power, but I am about a half a mile from my house. This might get a little ugly. No power. No power. I mean, look at that. I mean, just for an experiment, let's put it in sport. Oh no. That's sport. That's sport, ladies and gentlemen. I think the best way home is through the neighborhoods. That's all she wrote. I'm gonna call it right here because you can't ride like this. I'm gonna call it right here. Let's see what it is. Wow. Alright. Let's back out. Let's get a little bit of what I did today. Get over here. There's a car coming. But yeah, guys, 40 miles is not bad. I'm gonna put both of them up on the screen right now just so you can kind of get an idea of the minimum and maximum that you're gonna be able to get out of this RTR if you're just beating the crap out of it, and you know, if you're just taking it easy for a solid ride with friends and family. So that's all I really gotta say. I just gotta get this thing home, guys. I appreciate you watching the video, and until the next time. Woo! Yeah, guys, I don't recommend it.